Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Your Story, Our Lens. On our left, we have the ladies of the DAR, and that is Teresa Hargissy and Deb Price Johnson. There we go. We are going to be talking about your organization, the DAR, which stands for the Daughters of the
American Revolution.
Okay, so I was right there on it. Almost had it. So, what is the DAR?
Okay.
We'll start there.
So, the Daughters of the American Revolution is a community service organization that was founded in 1890 for women who can prove lineal descent from an American patriot. So our mission is historic preservation, education, and patriotism. Promoting those things through our service organization. Locally, it's the Pogue chapter. We are part of the Kentucky State Society. And then, of course, there's National Daughters of the American Revolution.
Oh, wow.
So we're a federated system.
That is awesome. So in this, what type of things do you guys handle when you guys go out? Because I've seen you guys at events, and with it being America 250, this is like the perfect time to get all this out there. I love this.
So we've been super busy this year. What we do, like I said, we promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. So historic preservation, some of the things we've done recently, we partnered with the C.B. Nuckolls Community Center and Black History Museum.
Love them.
To do the 70th anniversary of Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat on an Alabama bus.
I love that.
That was fantastic. And we got Senator Webb here, and Rocky Adkins was here, and the mayor, Charles, and the commissioners, and just had a fantastic time commemorating that really important moment from our history. And so DAR is not just about revolutionary history, right? It's about all American history. Things that we do to promote education are like the junior American art contests, what we call our JAC art contests.
Love that.
And we were down at a city commission meeting back in the spring awarding those certificates. We partnered with the city to do that. And we do like American history essay contests also. Students who win at the state, like if they win within our chapter, they advance to the state and sometimes the regional and national and can win scholarship money.
So that was a question I was going to ask. How old do they have to be to become a DAR member?
Okay.
Well, any lady that's 18 or over can become a member.
That's cool.
Through we have to do a genealogical research to take them back to a patriot.
Very cool.
But 18 years and older, but there is something more with those children who are younger than 18, obviously, or people who are young women who are younger than 18, and that's involved in our CAR.
So that's Children of the American Revolution, and that is open to both girls and boys from birth to age 22. And so our DAR chapter does sponsor a local society of CAR.
That is awesome.
One of our newest members, or prospective members, is currently a CAR member who is putting in her application to become a DAR member.
Oh, that is so cool.
So three.
So it kind of gives them an awesome, I'm not just going to say like a historical reference to pinpoint from, but it's like they kind of are working with the almost in shadow of the person that had passed away in the past, right?
Yes.
Now, can that be somebody that's still active duty, or is it only somebody in past lineage?
So like your patriot that you join under?
The patriot you join under has to be a revolutionary.
Okay. So a certain time period that's in there?
That's how you gain your membership through that. But it's not just the men who fought.
Right.
in the Revolutionary War.
Mhm.
We're talking about it could be a patriotic service that they did.
Yeah.
They could have served as a in the judicial system.
Oh, that's cool.
They could have been a judge.
Mm-hmm.
They could be a land surveyor.
I was about to say, wasn't there like a lot of riveters and like
There were a lot of
people who made
tradespeople.
yeah, so I was
right?
thinking like people who made the like armaments. Like
Yes.
Well,
the-
these patriots are ones who advanced
Mhm.
our independence, basically, who fought, who basically supported
right.
in some way. They could have been provided supplies.
Mhm.
They could pay taxes
Mm-hmm.
during that time in support of, supporting.
Which was still a really big deal because
yes.
I mean, people are like, oh, it's just taxes, but no, that's a big deal.
It goes,
Like, that's a lot.
You're right.
Well,
in
and
supporting.
like we call that giving material aid.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
so that's everything from if there's a document that they
Mhm.
donated horses
Yeah.
or chickens
That
to
was a
feed
big
the
one.
soldiers,
Okay,
things
yeah.
like that. If there's documentation
Lodging
for that.
and things like that. I've heard of that one
Yeah.
where like sometimes soldiers coming
Like the
through
quartering
battlefields,
and
they'll let
letting
them
them stay in your
yeah,
home, stuff like
that's
that.
that's awesome.
In any way they support
Mhm.
that revolutionary effort.
So how can they get their lineage checked, and how do they join that
Well,
way?
let me tell you, the thing to do is start with what you know.
Okay.
Okay, you start with yourself
Mhm.
and go back the generations, your parents, your grandparents, go back as far as you can with their birth dates, their locations of where they were born. Also, if they've deceased, then it's their death date and the place where they passed away. And we do a lot of research. There's a lot of stuff online that's available now that was not originally. And so we can utilize tools such as Ancestry,
Mhm.
FamilySearch.org. We can use several different places that are online. Counties have records sometimes that you can actually search, and you can search back. And sometimes it's getting a vital record that you can see the ancestry, and then you follow that on back.
That's neat.
So it's really, I would say it's kind of addictive whenever you start to do the
getting into it.
research.
I would
You can
imagine.
spend hours doing it.
Now,
So, in case you can't tell,
Yeah.
Deb is definitely one of our dedicated genealogists that helps with this.
That's
She's
awesome.
previously served as registrar, and she's serving as our vice regent right now. I will say for the less genealogically inclined, someplace you can at least start
Yeah.
is like enter your info on something like Family Tree. Let it
That's cool.
like see if you can get it to build your tree.
Mhm.
That's not the proof you'll need,
Right.
but it can be a roadmap
To at
to
least
help
start.
you,
Oh,
right?
that's
And a
awesome.
lot of people can find those connections that way.
Are you guys in any kind of like partnerships with any of those, like with the genealogy parts to this? Because that would be kind of neat.
Well, honestly, DAR has its own huge genealogical library
Very
in
cool.
Washington, D.C. It's part of
That's neat.
DAR way back in the 1800s when we were founded. The ladies were brilliant and strategic, and they purchased property in downtown DC. So we are one block off the mall, and we face the ellipse. And we own an entire city block in Washington, D.C. And one of those 3 buildings is a genealogy library. So
That is cool. Have
we
either
kind of
you
have
ladies-
our own resources.
Me too. Yeah.
have either of you ladies been up there to go see it and stuff? Okay, that's really cool.
It's actually where we host our Continental Congress
Mhm.
every year also. Is one of the buildings is an auditorium.
Mhm.
See, I'm loving this. In the future, when you go, we would love to cover that. I think that's one of those events that's just really cool because you never hear about any of that stuff. Like, that's really neat.
We had about at least 3,000 ladies there as delegates this summer for Continental Congress for a
Okay.
week in June.
That is awesome. So, so when you ladies come together, I notice you're wearing these lovely ribbons and things. is that like a time for you ladies to just kind of show off, like, look what I've done here? How do you get these lovely ribbons and things?
So on our left side
Mhm.
are what we call our insignia.
Okay.
And so the one I'm wearing today is the chapter regent insignia. This one actually belongs to the chapter and belonged to our first regent from when Pogue Chapter was founded in 1909. So these are not my pens. These belong to the chapter.
That is cool.
I have my pens here, and Deb is wearing her pens.
Awesome.
And you earn most of these, right?
That's
So
very
this
cool.
is service as a chairman, service as a chapter officer.
See, I love that.
These are our membership, like leadership development courses you can take. And like, so you can get your pen, but you can also get your cords when you have your graduation ceremony. So there's fun stuff. Deb, you've got all your GEPs. Tell us about those.
I've actually completed all of the GEP courses that they have offered.
Oh, wow.
So what's GEP?
And is Genealogical Education Program.
Okay.
So I have completed all, and I believe that there's like 8 of the programs, and I've completed all of those. I don't have all 8 of the pins to do that yet, or to show that, but I have completed them all. And also
Ancestor bars.
I have my ancestor bars, and these are my Patriots.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Oh, so you had quite a few.
I have a few. These are my Patriot bars here. I have their names on them. And then I also am, this is the NSDR Legacy, which I am. My daughter is also a part of DAR.
That is so cool.
So because I am DAR
Mhm.
member and she's joined,
She
then
becomes the
she
legacy.
becomes the we
Right.
have a legacy of
That
that
is
for
awesome.
them.
So
and
will she be able to kind of like at some point wear your ribbons too, to kind of like, say hey, or would she not want to? Or is
You
that like
can inherit certain pieces.
That's what I was wondering. Okay,
certain
that's cool.
pieces, yeah.
That's
Not
neat.
the earned ones,
Mhm.
like the coursework that
Right.
Deb's
Yeah, that
completed
makes
or I've
sense.
completed,
Right.
but other ones can be inherited. So like I have a junior club pen, I have the state of Kentucky pen, and those can absolutely be passed. I also have a daughter in the DAR
I love it.
and a mom in the DAR. So,
Okay.
and then my younger daughter is a
Generations.
pending member right
She's
now.
yes.
So, like her
Oh my
paperwork
gosh.
is in DC. So
Wow, that is
Um,
awesome. I'm loving that. That is really cool. So how, if somebody wanted to come and sign up right now, how would they do that? Like if they were like, you know what, I've got a family member, they're in there, would they just come right up and just
Well,
bring in an
the
application?
best thing to do
Mhm.
is they can go onto the site, the dar.org, and they can click on the button to join.
Mhm.
And what that will do is there'll be a form that will come up for them to complete and submit.
Okay.
And then what National does then is they sort of guide that out to a chapter that's within their region.
Mhm.
And then what we will do is make contact with them, and then we will start the process. We will get them started on their way. And if they have someone, a member that's a family member that's already a member,
Mhm.
it makes it that much more easier. That
Yeah.
is the quickest path to becoming a member.
That's so neat.
But you don't have to have a family member already in there, because we can actually do the research and we can find the patriot for you.
on that note, I want to talk about one of the cool research things we do about patriots.
Mhm.
So if you have a family member, like my mom or Deb for her daughter, it's super easy, right? Even if it's my mom actually joined under her mom's first cousin, right? So it just makes it easier,
Yeah.
right? But nationally, we even have a program called E Pluribus Unum, which is really cool.
E pluribus unum. I see that on the money all the
Right,
time. That
and
is
out of many,
out of
one,
many one. Okay.
right? And so what the E Pluribus Unum is on the national level is they utilize a super expert team of genealogists, as well as DNA evidence and access to all of these documents that we regular people don't have, to research female patriots,
Mhm.
patriots of color, specifically a lot of Native American and
That's
African American Black patriots that have been
Tuskegee.
overlooked in the past.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
Big one.
it's a lot harder to find the
Mhm.
documentation for,
I can see that.
and it requires like these experts. And so this started in the early to mid 2000s. It is a major service area that DAR, a lot of the money that we raise for DAR
That's awesome.
goes to help funding that
See,
and making
that's really
DAR
cool.
more accessible for
Mhm.
anybody who
Right.
wants to join.
That's neat. I like that. I mean, I see you ladies all over the place. Parades, all different types of events. I mean, you guys are nonstop. What kind of things do you guys have going on right now?
All right, things we're getting ready for. Always super exciting. As part of that historic preservation, education, and patriotism,
Mhm.
Deb is the chair for one of our largest patriotic events that happens late winter, early spring. You want to talk about veterans?
That would be our Veterans Appreciation Lunch.
That's cool.
It started several years ago as a national project
Mhm.
that the national DAR had going, and it was actually for Vietnam veterans, and we were actually finding ways that we could support and we could help them along. And so our luncheons started up in that way. We actually continued that because the veterans just love it. So
It's amazing.
as I just decided this year, we were going to open it up to any veteran.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did this year.
That's so
Well,
cool.
it happens late March, early April, and the men and women, they love it. They just absolutely love it. It's a time that they can come together and they can talk with one another because they understand
That's neat.
what they've gone through, and they don't necessarily. A lot of them don't open up
Hardly ever.
at all.
My father figure, he Vietnam vet, and he was in the Big Red One. He is amazing.
Yeah.
Like one of the coolest men I've ever met, and just the things that he talks about, his patriotism, like it vibes out, especially when he gets excited about seeing somebody like that's doing what you guys are doing. That is the things that brings him joy.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's amazing.
But we bring some guests in that are over like the honor flights where they provide, or they actually provide and fund
Mhm.
for these veterans to make a trip to Washington D.C.
That's awesome.
and they fly them there for a day and take them on the tours and feed them and then get them back, and I think it's just a remarkable thing that they do, and the guys just love it, and being there with one another, being able to open up, and it's just a great event for everybody who's there, and we've got such a wonderful city that all come together and they help support us in this effort.
And the city of Ashland helps. They donate the use of the transportation center for the luncheon. We have a caterer
Yes.
Who donates the food every
She
year.
does, yes.
And we have had sponsors in the past that will donate like gift cards for the veterans so they can take something home with them that day. So it's a great patriotic service, I think, that we do.
That is just so cool. We have a bunch of woodworking pieces that are celebrating the America 250, and it's not just for the 4th of July. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's over, 4th of July." It's just starting.
Yeah.
And then there's so much more that comes with that after. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. So when we go to share this, we would like to put a couple of pieces out there for your people that will be sharing this.
Okay.
And we'll do like some cool little giveaways, and I think that would be a kind of neat little thing.
Awesome.
That we would throw
That's
out there.
wonderful.
That'd be fantastic.
We love that. Inside of the DAR, like when they get going, what kind of drives the, I don't know, the events that you guys have? Who's the leading force that kind of drives that?
So DAR is famous for having a lot of committees, like a lot of committees. And so committee work is everything from the DAR sponsored schools, of which we have one here in Kentucky. That's the Hindman Settlement School.
Okay.
But we also have things like the juniors, which are younger members. And we have things like Patriot Records and people who help research. So there's literally a committee for everything. And so what drives any of this is the passion of the members. So it's all out there. We try to highlight things at the meetings. We have summer workshops for the whole state where you can hear about ideas and activities. And it's really each member, if there's something that like sparks that passion in them. And, you know, we have our chapter librarian, Linda Cannon. She's fantastic. She has such a heart for like education.
Is that the little lady that we see all the time?
Yeah,
at those meetings?
we see Linda all the time.
I think I'm a Kiwanis member with her
yes,
now.
she's in Kiwanis.
Okay, yeah.
She's in all the
That
stuff,
is awesome.
right?
She's just
And
the nicest.
so it's like she has had so many of these passion projects. Everything from she's the one that coordinated the art contest this year and the history contest.
Exactly what I was thinking it was. Okay, that's awesome.
She, as
She's
our
just
chapter
the coolest.
librarian, got a little library installed, and she coordinated it between Cornerstone Methodist, a local Boy Scout as his Eagle Scout project, and got that. And it has a lot of American history books for kids all the way up through adults in it. So it's really about passion projects, if that makes sense.
Totally
and there
does,
is literally a passion project for everybody. So one of the things I wanted, like our juniors, so those are members who are 18 to 35.
Okay.
And so on the national level, they do everything from like sponsor virtual 5Ks, right, which are super fun, to like some states will have campouts for their juniors.
Oh, that's cool.
Some states do trips for their juniors. Our Kentucky State Junior Club just went back and helped sponsor sashes for all of the past outstanding junior members for the state.
Wow.
And we were able to go to the Lantern and award one of those sashes to the only Kentucky outstanding junior ever from Pogue chapter here in Ashland, Betty Jean Phipps. And that was super exciting, and getting to share that with her. So it's really just about passion, and there's literally a place for everybody. Like I said, Deb loves the genealogy.
I love our veterans too.
Yeah, you do. That's right. And she is in charge of like those things.
Anytime you're doing that,
veterans.
I'm right there with you on that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. So there is something for everybody, even
So cool.
units overseas. We have, for instance, my daughter and I joined the unit overseas in Germany, and there are a lot of service, like active duty military members who live near bases. So like the chapter in Germany helps support Landstuhl base and
That's really cool.
the active duty military there. And they, one of their major ways to fundraise is to get associate members to pay dues to them. And so that's what we do, is we join their chapter, we get a beautiful newsletter, and we know that we're helping support the services.
Kind of like correspondence letters and
Yeah.
stuff, sort of from old
Yeah.
times. That's awesome. I like that.
It's
And
really
that's
about
I
passion
think that's
and
the Palestine chapter.
Palatinate.
Palatinate.
I like that. That's neat. I had a friend. He was stationed over in Germany. He was I think it was like a telecommunications officer or something like that. He said he loved it. It was just,
Are there any committees you'd like to highlight?
I'm a part of a lot of committees.
I know you are.
A lot of
a
committees.
lot of committees. All right.
What other committee is there that,
I mean, like one of my big ones is Children of the American Revolution.
Yes.
Because I do still have 3 kids who are members of that also.
Which I
and
think is awesome. That's really
serve
cool.
as a state member there, right? Or a state officer there. So, I mean,
I think part of our preservation too is, and a committee that helps to preserve historic, preservation could also be included in going out and cleaning gravestones.
I think that's awesome.
And
I've seen a lot of really
we-
cool videos
we do
on some of
yeah.
that.
We take care of some of those
Mm.
those things, especially the Pogue members that are buried over in the Ashland Cemetery.
Yeah.
So that's something that I rather enjoy
Mhm.
is, and we have a team that kind of goes out and does stuff like that.
I think that's awesome.
and so that's like an upcoming event we have. October 11th is the founding. October 11th, 1890 is when the DAR was founded. And so that's our day of service, our National Day of Service. So
Okay.
we will be cleaning headstones this year.
Neat.
But another big thing we have coming up that's super exciting, they introduced at Continental Congress this summer. So one of our previous president generals
Mhm.
on the national level is Lynn Forney Young, and she is a member of the America 250 Commission that was founded back in 2016. She's been working for 10 years. And they announced at Continental Congress that from September 11th, when we will be helping with commemorations for the 25th anniversary of 9/11,
Wow.
all the way through October 11th, is they want a month of service and a push for all these service projects to
Okay.
really get out in our community.
Mhm.
And so right now we're in the process of planning something probably weekly for that month.
Very cool.
Hopefully we'll be able to do what we call service in seconds, which are small service projects that maybe ladies can even do at home.
I like that. That's cool.
Like to fill in during that month, but we're really looking for a bunch of ideas for that and brainstorming right now.
I think that when you go to do that, please let us know. You come back here and you ladies can sit right here. I don't have to be a member. I'll sit over there on the side. You ladies can actually talk about these things and we can put that out there for them to see that and you can share that out and it'll go across. I think that that's awesome. I love stuff like that. I was a Boy Scout for years, so we had things like that, 4-H club and different things like that. My grandfather was like a Kentucky colonel. He had all these little weird little medals and little things that I'd go through. So, what is this? Like, what did you get this one for? And it was just they looked amazing, but you never seen him like ever wear any of them. So it's just I don't know. Some days I could see it in his eyes, like. He's like, he's actually curious about this. Very good, But if I got too into the stories, he just kind of shut down and just kind of didn't want to talk about some of it. So I was like, okay, I knew when to. All right, I'm gonna go back out here real quick, go play. So he was, Grandpa was cool. But yeah, I think that that's awesome.
Well, I will say one of the big ideas that I've kind of been thinking about for that service is trying to do some oral histories, like take some oral histories down
That'd be awesome.
during that month. And so also if you guys are interested in helping, that might be
100%.
a great way to partner
Yeah, 100%.
and work on some.
We love that stuff. There's actually a thing that we were wanting to do, but we didn't get the chance to. But we're still in talks. Basically, we wanted to do a thing on these challenge coins that they have out there. And I thought that would be a really cool, because, there's so many different dedicated organizations that uses them, and nobody really knows, like, the history of it. So I thought if we could get some, maybe some veterans, some active members, maybe some, like, law enforcement, or, because I know a lot of the... like local law enforcement use them for achievements and things like that, and then you have different ones that are for like firefighters, and I know that they go little.
So DAR does in fact even have some challenge coins.
Let's go. See, this
I
is
saw
perfect.
them when I was
Okay.
at Continental Congress this summer. And I think locally,
Yeah.
you've met Joe Steele,
Mhm.
and he's with the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And I know
Perfect.
he can talk to
That
those.
would
I know
be
they have
perfect.
one. he's a fantastic veteran that we like to work with whenever we can.
See, that would be such a cool one if we could set up a nice table where we could get them all out on the table and we could just go over them and like explain like what some of them are and how some of them work. I think that would be such an awesome episode. That would be something neat that I think, if we had veterans that could come in and maybe even observe it or come in and like talk. I would love to do that. I think that is really a cool event. That would be really neat to sit down in. So another thing maybe would be really cool is some of these, what are they? It's not just nursing homes, but it's like the,
like the assisted living.
yeah, sort of things like that for the veterans. I think that would be a really cool thing that maybe if you sat down with some of them for during your service time.
Oh, yeah. I think
that'd be neat.
that'd be a great one to do the oral histories of the different veterans.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you have a lot of different types of events that are going to be coming up. We have the veterans that you were thinking about doing. I think that would be a great, fantastic idea. What other types of events do you think you might be interested in doing as a group?
Well, in addition to the Veterans Luncheon in March, we have a month of service that will be running as part of America 250. It's going to run from September 11th to October 11th. So, of course, September 11th is the 25th anniversary of 9/11. And we're going to be partnering with the city, the police and fire departments for commemoration on that. And then DAR nationally, as a part of America 250, has asked us to engage in service for a solid month.
That's awesome.
Until October 11th, which is the anniversary of our founding as the DAR in 1890. And so as part of that, we're going to do some grave cleanings. We're hoping to do some oral histories of veterans. And a lot of smaller projects. We'll have projects that school groups could participate in, from writing thank you notes to veterans and active duty military. If somebody's homebound in an assisted living, in a nursing home, and they want to do something like thank you cards, we can work with them. Just really also looking for ideas for similar service projects and ways we can reach out in the local community. Other things we'll have coming up is every fall we kick off with information about the American History Essay Contests and the art contests through the schools. So if you have teachers that are interested, they can reach out to us. There's just... Our Reads Across America will be coming up in December. Do you want to talk a little bit about Reads Across America?
Well, Reads Across America, we've done this with, we partnered with them basically. They are a nationwide organization, and we partnered with them for the last 3 to 4 years. I think this year will probably be the 4th year that we've done this with them. And so we'll be getting word out with that, where we will we'll actually receive orders. People can order reads that are handmade by this company and sent to us, and they're shipped all over the United States. But we will put them on the graves of loved ones of military service. If they have a specific person they want it to go on the grave on, then we will put it there. If they don't, it will go on a service member's grave, but it will be
Is there a way that someone can like donate to that so you can do it to an extra?
Absolutely,
really
they
cool.
can.
That's
And
awesome.
they can, we'll have information out on our Facebook page about that. And of course, we also have our email that our regent can provide, and then they can make contact with us through that.
And if you don't mind, would you look into that camera and tell us what that email is and how they can get a hold of you?
Is.
So our chapter email is poagechapternsdar@gmail.com. POAGECHAPTERNSDAR@gmail.com. And our Facebook page is Pogue Chapter, NSDAR. And yeah, wreaths across America. We even do business sponsorships, and some
Yes.
businesses will just donate, and the wreaths are all placed on veterans' graves. And that's a nationwide effort, like Deb
is.
said, and that is on the third Saturday in December.
That's awesome. And is that also including into the grave cleaning where they do the? Is that something different?
That is different.
Okay.
And so if you would like to purchase a wreath and you want to make sure that the grave that you're placing the wreath on will be cleaned, if you want to reach out and let us know, we'd be glad to help with that as well.
That's awesome. I think that's one amazing service right there. And can you tell us a little bit about the hats? Because I'm fascinated with the hats.
Okay,
I think
so
that the hats are cute.
we do occasionally wear hats. Hats are not mandatory. Oh, look, there it goes. They're just fun, right? So we do have, locally, we're pretty casual. We're casual to a Sunday dress when we have our local meetings. If we're cleaning graves, it's shorts, t-shirts, and blue jeans,
There you
right?
go. That's fair. That's fair.
When you go to Continental Congress, there's formal nights. At state
the parade
meetings,
was awesome.
The parade, we got to do our period costumes.
That was really
and that
cool.
was a lot of fun. I
felt so
that.
bad because I kept calling him George Washington, and he was supposed
And we had Thomas Jefferson,
and I was like,
Independence Day.
I was telling my dad, I was like, oh no, I kept calling him George Washington. I didn't think about it until afterwards. I was like,
huge shout out to Matt Hammond.
He did such a great job
from the Paramount Theater for coming as Thomas Jefferson.
I kept calling him that.
I think his outfit had to have been the hottest outfit.
The hottest, for sure.
All day.
For sure.
Although, I don't know, your suffragist could not have been cool either. So we do have some dressy occasions, and we do like to get dressed up occasionally. But also, it's not necessary. Hats are optional always.
I think that's awesome. Is there anything that a person can do to reach out and help on anything that you've got upcoming?
Yeah, so we always need volunteers. With our Veterans Luncheon, we'd love to have volunteers. It can be anything from helping us call veterans. So if you can't get out and come in person, we need help with that, to help the day of, help serving the veterans, like checking them in, serving them lunch, things like that. If there's a local business, we always take donations in kind, or donations because we like to give the veterans, gas cards, food cards, door prize type stuff.
Yes. And we have a great city that contribute, make donations, in-kind gifts, to where we've been able to actually bless each veteran that's there with something to go with.
That is awesome.
And it's been everything from like car cleaning kits to quilts that have been made,
handmade,
restaurant
quilts.
Cards.
Yeah.
So
that's very cool.
I know you guys have given us a handmade wooden piece that we're going to take and be able to give to a veteran there, and we so appreciate that. It's fantastic to kick us off for the year as our first donation to the Veterans Luncheon.
I think that is awesome. I love that you guys do all that. Do you guys actually have tea parties?
So we do serve tea as part of the refreshments.
I thought that was kind of fun.
At our meetings.
The tea party.
And we had a Boston Tea Party, commemorative party a couple years ago for the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party.
Right.
Back in December of 24, 25? I can't even remember now. Time flies. But, maybe it's time for another
It might
party,
be.
right?
I know that they threw the tea in the harbor over a tax, and I believe that there was something to do with it wasn't when you think about how much we're getting taxed now compared to then, it's like, I think we're a little bit on for a tea
and
party.
Interesting trivia. So most of us know about the Boston Tea Party that the men, like Sam Adams and them, threw up in the Boston Harbor.
Yeah.
But there were also tea parties led by the women.
Oh.
And the most famous one is the Edenton Tea Party out of North Carolina. And that one was all arranged by women.
Very cool.
So that's a kind of nifty story about the tea parties.
So on that, did they just like attack a ship, or did they just grab tea from a
They
local...
boycotted tea.
Okay, so they just
so
was
they
like,
would
we're done
have
with this,
parties
and-
where they didn't serve tea.
That is cool.
So
Okay, that's
we
neat.
also serve coffee at our meetings.
Good bit of history there. Like that. So what all types of events do you guys have upcoming right now that you'd want to talk about?
Okay. Well, we've talked about the Veterans Luncheon.
Mm-hmm.
Wreaths Across America is not just donating wreaths.
Right.
We actually have a ceremony that happens on that Saturday in December. And we're always looking for volunteers to help with that because we do have to place all of the
Yes.
wreaths on the graves in the cemetery.
That's a
We've
big
had
job.
Girl Scout groups, Boy Scout groups, ROTC, from the schools. We can use any and all volunteers, even if you're just an individual and you
Yes.
want to reach out to that chapter email and let us know that you're interested in helping. And that takes place at the Ashland Cemetery.
Yes, it does.
Other events that we will be planning for this year. Let's see.
That kind of breaks
Is
my
it
heart.
okay if
that
we
the-
pause for a
Yeah,
second?
100%. I can pick up where
I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything, Deb.
It kind of breaks my heart that they're not going to be doing ROTC for a while, like over all this
I know.
craziness. I'm like, that's
We had okay, so this can be off
chopped
the record.
Yeah, I'll chop off.
But we were working with Joe Steele and the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and we had sponsorships. He was going to do Purple Heart Trail plaques at Russell and
cool.
Boyd County and Blazer,
Mhm.
and he was asked to put those on hold to go with the same sort of
That's
discomfort
so
as the ROTC programs.
That's so ridiculous.
And so we're ready to go with that with Joe when we get the green light again.
That's so
And
wild.
but that's off the record because
Yeah.
that's kind of sad.
That is very sad.
Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. We're kind of in that weird dead zone of summer when
Lots
we're
of
not
field
meeting.
trip activities. The Moorhead Battle of the Blue Licks, visiting.
And those are kind of things
something
that we're
like that.
doing within the chapter. I'm trying to think of things that are outward facing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess some other things that we'll be thinking about. If you want to help out, we do sponsor the little library that's up at Cornerstone Methodist. If you would ever like to donate books, please reach out to our chapter email, and we can always take book donations for the little library. We'll have a lot of community service projects going throughout the year. For veterans, school kids, if they want to write thank you notes, if you have a Girl Scout troop or a Boy Scout troop and they want to participate in, gathering things to send to the active duty military.
That's very cool.
We would always love to help out. We do drives for the VA hospital over in West Virginia. One of the things that DAR particularly likes to do is gather supplies for female veterans and active duty service, including like baby shower items to share with them. And we've done that in the past, and that's kind of a unique thing that DAR can focus on as a bunch of ladies trying to help out our female service members, because we don't always think about women in the military needing those supplies. So we'll be running, a drive for that sometime this year. We're still really in that planning phase. Hopefully after summer workshops, we'll have all our ideas and our plan in place for the coming year.
That's very cool. Now, is there a leadership moment that you ladies talk to each other about forward planning? Like, is there a moment where you get to talk to your head of your DAR, or do they kick down messages.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Our state regent
Mhm.
will be coming here in August, on August 22nd,
Okay.
as well as ladies from all across the state. We've been really excited to work with Celeste down at Visit Ashland and be planning to welcome
She's
them
amazing.
into town.
Big shout out to Celeste.
Absolutely. And we'll have, 130 ladies or so coming
Wow.
into town, staying at the Delta,
Hey, there we go. That's
eating
gonna be cool.
downtown. We're excited. We're having a dinner at Tuscan Prime the night before the meeting. And that will be a leadership summer workshop to get ideas and plan for the coming membership year. So it's
That
the
is
first time we've had a state DAR meeting in Ashland, like in memory. I can't find anybody that remembers coming to one,
I
right?
never remember.
So we're really excited to get to host everybody on this end of the state.
Well,
So-
I know Tammy we host a show, and it's empowering women.
Mhm.
And I think Tammy, that would be the moment right there.
Oh yeah.
If you can
Yeah.
speak with them and say, hey, listen, we have a show that we can talk to.
Absolutely.
I think that would be an awesome show. Is there anything that you would like to give a shout out to, or do you want to talk to anybody about anything?
Deb, can you think of anything? I feel like I'm drawing a blank.
Well, any woman who is interested in the DAR, you can visit dar.org to learn more. There's also a join button on that site that you can submit an interest form, and they will send it out to a chapter within the region that the applicant is submitting. And we would love to have them join us for any of our meetings. They're welcome to come and sit in on a meeting with us. We usually have them on the second Saturday of the month. Beginning in September will be our next meeting. And 10 a.m. at the...
It's 10 a.m. September 12th at First United Methodist Ashland down on Carter Avenue.
The Chocolate Chip Church.
Perfect. You were saying it was the chocolate chip or the what you
I
call
know
it?
a lot of people call it the Chocolate Church,
Yeah.
and I was told that sometimes they call the little fellowship building next door the Chocolate Chip or
That's
the
awesome.
Chip.
I love
So.
it. I think that's so cool.
And they are fantastic community partners to work with.
Very much so. Is there anything that you ladies want to say?
I think I'm good. I'm kind
I'm
of drawing a
good,
blank. The caffeine's wearing off. Sorry.
That's fair. That is totally fair. So
There's no better time to join DAR in our America 250.
Yeah.
No better time
I love
to
it.
show your patriotism,
Right.
to get involved,
Because
to help the community.
there's even special certificates right now, right? If you join, it's a commemorative America 250 membership certificate. So you'll have something that I don't have, that Deb
I
doesn't
don't
have.
have.
There needs to be more of that. That's what I'm saying. I love that people are celebrating the America 250. I think that that's an amazing thing, and I think that instead of people disagreeing on things, these are things we can come together on and work on problems. And I love this. We were talking beforehand. I don't know if we got a chance to record any of this part, but they're going to be having porch days, and I think that that's going to be great, where groups and different people can come together and just have little conversations. I think that that's going to be fantastic.
And maybe they'll see DAR out on
Yeah.
one of those porches.
That would be amazing.
I have to
think it'd be
say
great.
the opportunity for our local DAR chapter to work with the City of Ashland's America 250 Commission has just been phenomenal. Linda Cannon spearheaded that, and she's done a phenomenal job.
She's amazing.
When she invited me to come to meetings, I had a fantastic time, and the group of people there was great. And they put together a really great slate of things to celebrate. Now we just got to keep going, right? Like
Yep.
the Revolutionary War didn't last for a day.
Right.
We've got a whole bunch of commemoration.
I keep thinking about that tree that was planted. I thought that was so
The
cool.
Liberty
The
tree?
Liberty tree.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I just keep
just-
thinking of that. That's awesome. In the future,
so
it's
that
gonna be
was the City of Ashland
Mhm.
and the Southern Hills Garden Club.
Yep.
And DAR got to help with that. But the Garden Club donated 7 Liberty trees altogether,
So cool.
all tulip poplars, which is the state tree of Kentucky. and the city of Ashland put them in down at Central Park, and just phenomenal to celebrate America 250 in that really lasting way, because those trees will
That's-
still be here
yeah.
in a century.
And
There's
Pope
a-
Chapter got to help with that memorial service.
Yeah,
There's
so
a
that was
crazy
fantastic.
quote that goes with that, and I'm not going to do it justice, so I apologize if I butcher this up a little bit, but it's a blessed person who plants a tree that they'll never get to enjoy the shade from, or something along
Yeah.
those lines. And I think that that's an awesome way to look at that. Like, you're doing something even though you won't get to benefit from that
Absolutely.
part. And I think that's cool.
And I know we talked about DAR committees and how many there are. We do even have a conservation committee.
There we go.
Right?
I love
We
it.
do.
This is awesome.
So-
We need more arborist things. I think that that's a big one. I don't really understand why we don't have. You have a gardening club. That's really cool.
Southern Hills has a or there's the Southern Hills Garden Club.
Right.
And we've been able to partner with them. DAR does have our conservation committee, and we do everything from like collecting. So that's another way people can get involved and volunteer if they want. Used printer ink cartridges, use the aluminum pull tabs off of like soda cans.
That's cool.
Those go to Heinemann Settlement School. We have a state chair who takes the used medicine bottles to the Matthew 25 Ministries and gets those recycled or reused. But also, like, DAR sponsors the forest down in you want to talk about that? The Penny Forest?
Yeah, it's the Daniel Boone Forest, National Park,
National.
National Forest.
Yeah.
And actually the DAR had, I guess they had planted in that area, in a certain area just around the Grayson area. And there is a memorial stone and plaque there where they actually commemorize the planting and the things that the DAR had done for.
They were done back in what, the 1920s, I think,
Oh
and
my
they called them
gosh.
penny forests. But it was like a reforestation effort.
Yes.
And
That's
so,
cool.
yeah, it's a really neat thing they did. And
I keep thinking, like, I'm working around on this, I go to the homeless committee meetings and different things like that. And I'm like, why is there not kind of a job that is a local, I won't just say a farm, but a local garden that's for like crop sharing? Like, you would work there as an actual job. The different businesses around here could purchase some of those goods. In turn, it could go towards programs helping homeless and different.
I mean, I know I've heard about programs like that. I think they're fantastic. Growing up as a kid, my dad was at Auburn University, and they did plots like that.
I think that's amazing.
As part of the university. So
That would be so cool. I feel like that's something. We have these perfectly manicured grass lawns. They look gorgeous, but they just are, there could be so much stuff growing there that could be just amazing, but we don't use it. So that's one of those things, hopefully in the future, maybe we can get to working on it. Is there anything else that you ladies would like to say?
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground. The stuff about committees, do you think that was before or after the break? Just because I realized I was referencing the committee stuff, and then I was like, I don't know if that's in there or not.
So
Because we did get out of order, so I
so
wasn't
what
sure.
is the DAR? We covered that. What does the DAR do? We covered all of that.
Because I think you asked me, where does the idea for all of these projects come from? And that's when I talked about all the committees and like the passion projects and stuff.
And was that after we went
That's what I
through
can't remember.
with what else do you have coming up?
Yeah, I feel like it came first. I'm hoping it came at
I
first.
feel like it probably was.
Okay.
Because I kind of went in order on
Yeah.
that part, so that. But we can go ahead and just say one, just real quick. I'll have a clip of it just in case. I can add to it if we need to. So what kind of, so we'll say 3, 2, so what kind of brings up some of these ideas, and who is like the one responsible for coming up with some of these ideas that goes around?
So DAR has so many committees. We're kind of famous for our committees. And I look at Deb because she is our committee queen, right? You sit on a lot of committees right now, Deb.
Yes, I do.
I serve ex officio as regent on all the committees.
What was that word? Say that again. Ex officio.
It means I don't get to vote on any of the committees, but I'm there because I'm regent to help out. It also means I don't have to be in charge of the committee.
You got to do the waving
Somebody
like
else
this
has
sort
to
of
do it.
thing.
But I get to give my input, right?
That's fair.
So because we have so many committees, and these committees range from everything from working with youth, either through Children for the American Revolution, to the youth essay and art contests, to things like service to veterans, genealogy committees, the junior committee to serve our younger women who are in the DAR. We have the conservation committee. We have a lot of committees. And so most of our ideas for projects will come out of one of our members will just say, I have a real passion for, and she'll look at the committee that applies. And then the next thing you know, we have something like the little library, because Linda said, right, I have a real passion for literacy, and there's a literacy committee, and let's put up a little library to help spread these books, right? So the committee structure really does help fuel a lot of that, right? Like there's a commemorative events committee, and that's where the idea for the Rosa Parks event came out of committee materials, right? So
that's cool.
That's really cool.
Oh, that is awesome.
So what's your favorite committee, Deb?
What is my favorite? Probably the commemorative, only because the veterans fall within that, and the veterans luncheon that I've chaired over the last 3 years falls within there, and that's where my passion is for those veterans. And love to be with them, be around them, watch them as they interact with one another, and it's just a complete blessing.
It really is. I love it. That's the one thing that gets me every time. I could go to any of those and just feel right at home. It's fun. I love the stories. Afterwards, the looks on their faces is great. Like you can tell that they feel like they're included. They don't feel like it's, weighing them down. It's something to actually be proud of. And I think that that's really cool. It's, when you get older, I think, especially for veterans, you have these, I won't say glory days. It's like, these guys were literally in charge of driving around, a $250,000 tank, or, traipsing through the mud, and just this awesome feeling of just being so important on this moment. And then to come home and it's like, now it's kind of hard for them to get around, and it just kind of, they go from this amazing hero to just feeling like they're not as, and it's not the case. We love them. I mean, they're just amazing. So,
and when we talk about the Vietnam veterans, they came home and didn't have the welcome.
They didn't get it at all.
That our military personnel get more today.
Yeah.
They didn't have that. So that was something
booed,
that
they got treated like they were the enemy, and that's just the worst feeling ever.
So it was our commitment to make them feel welcome, to know that we appreciated everything that they did, their sacrifice, they had to leave families behind, and some of them didn't make it back home. But we appreciate their service and appreciate the veteran. And that's what we wanted to do, was to make sure that, to convey that we appreciate them.
I know that when, it gives me a cold chill thinking about that. It's like, I've been out several times where I catch these moments, and it's an amazing moment when I see it. If I'm in line and I see somebody that's like, thank you for your service, I'm just like, man, Good stuff. Thank you for that. Like, thank you for saying that to him. You know, like I'm going to say it every chance I get, but just to see somebody who's not affiliated with trying to, like, you know, enlighten that, just somebody's just randomly, they just happen to see a veteran. They're like, oh, thank you for your service. I'm like, yeah, gonna get it in there.
Yes,
Like,
right.
I love that. It's just
Yeah.
such a good feeling. We were at Walmart the other day and the guy was like, can you help me get this up there at the top? And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I grab it for him, bring it down. I'm like, thank you for your service. He's just like, you could see the look on his face. He's like, thank you. It means the world, you know, like somebody's thinking
Sure
about you.
does.
I think that's cool. Other than that, I love it. One more time, can you say where they can get a hold of you if they want to come out, if they want to donate their time, their money, whatever they would like to do to help out? One more time, how can they reach you?
Anybody who's interested in joining, volunteering, donating, you can reach us at poguechapternsdar@gmail.com. POAGECHAPTERNSDAR@gmail.com. And we have a Facebook page, which is Pogue Chapter, NSDAR.
That's awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. I loved every bit of this, and we hope to see you guys again anytime.
Well, thank you all for having us. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been Your Story, Our Lens with the DAR. Bye, guys.